Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to do tubular chenille. Um, I just recently got some lovely Terra intensive colors from Carmi at John Bead, and I wanted to do some different designs with it. And so there is a video before showing how to do a beaded bead. Let me grab the bead we made. So we made this bead. So I showed you how to do this, but I think I want to be able to attach this to something. I was thinking maybe a necklace of some sort or whatever. So I wanted to do some beaded rope. I haven't done any beaded rope yet in the 4 years that I've been doing beading on YouTube. So I thought it would be really cool to see these colors with the tubular chenille just because of the orientation. It almost looks like little flowers. So it's really exciting. So we'll go through these things. I'll explain to you what I used for them and how I got to it. So this was the first one. So this is actually quite long. It's longer than a bracelet, but you could make it shorter to fit a bracelet and maybe use a magnetic clasp on the end. I haven't kind of figured out that part of it, but we'll definitely do something really nice for the clasp. So this here is actually part of a necklace. And I went from that to thinking, I want to maybe do different color flowers interspersed throughout. So I'm working on a design for that. But in the meantime, I did a design for lavender flowers. And this is what I came up with, this design here. So we'll do this in a different video. It's a little more, it's not hard to do. It's confusing in the sense that you got to make sure. What I've done here is I've got a flower on each side and then a flower at the front and the back. So when you change your thread or when you go to the next row, you have to make sure you put it in the right spot. So I had to take mine apart a couple of times where I was doing this sitting in front of the TV, so I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully it won't be that difficult for you. So anyway, we'll do this in a video coming up. Let me know if you're super interested. I'll make sure we do that super quick. Then the other thing I thought we could do, now, first of all, these two here are done with size 10-0 seed beads of the Terra Intensive colors. The gold bead is just a regular 11-0 gold bead. I don't even know what color this is. It was called gold. It was no particular color. You can use any gold bead that you want in there. So these are a little thicker than, say, these here, which I used 11-0 beads for the entire thing. So you can kind of see how this is thicker than that one, and you can maybe see it at the bottom. It's a little harder. It's not a huge difference. So yeah. So this one here is the new Terra metallic colors that I just unboxed in, previous video. And they are so lovely. So these are 11-0s. They are quite small, but you can see they look amazing. I thought it would be interesting to do just straight up tubular chenille with no color change to make it feel like a gold bracelet kind of thing, and that it's just or chain, and this is the design you get. And it turned out amazing. I love it because if you look at it this way, you can see a diamond shape in this all the way through, and then then you see like the little X shape or a flower shape. So it's really cool. That's what it looks like on. Super cool. So no color change with that one. And I tried this with my my lovely metallic blue seed beads. And again, looks stunning. Just amazing. Then, if you want your tube to be bigger, like these 10-Os, but you don't have any 10-O seed beads, this was done with Toho beads. So you can see the difference in these two. So definitely the Tohos are bigger. It's hard to see with the black. So let's get started. We're going to do 10-O seed beads of the Terra Intensive colors. We're going to use the yellow, matte yellow from John Bead. And let's move these aside. And then we're going to use the same gold beads I used in the green one. And my handy dandy trick with the lovely, let me grab the lovely good thread. So I've been using this good thread. It's amazing. It's, I think it's like $7 US. I took a look on the Michaels site. So you can get this at Michaels. In Canada, it's about $11. If you're shopping at Michaels, make sure you use a coupon because it really helps with the price. So I'm just going to dye it the color of my main bead, which is yellow. So grab a wingspan of this and cut it. I usually go to the middle. Take your thread. Let me adjust the camera here down so I'm not moving out of the... And use the tip of your marker. This is just a Sharpie marker I got at the dollar store. It came in a set with all the colors, and all the colors that I need for different bead colors works. So you just pull your thread through and go to the other side and pull it through like that. And there's your yellow thread. So I just reuse this piece of cardboard. So that. And I'm using a size, you know what, let's use a size 10 needle. You can use a size 12 if you prefer using a size 12. But size 10 will work perfectly. I hope I'll be changing my tune halfway through the video, I'm sure. I kind of like the size 12s, but sometimes the threading of the eye gets a little complicated, so that's why. So I'll just get that started there. And my thread. So let's get our beads out. Put some... I'm just going to put a tiny bit because I'm just going to get it started and show you. And so we are going to start with 8 beads of your main color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That. You're going to bring these down. I have a cat on my desk. What is going on, kitty? Go on. Shoot, 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 shoot. Go on. Up. He's very needy these days. So now I'm going to leave, I don't know, about 6 inches of thread at the bottom. I'll tell you why. You don't really need it, But I find that holding on to the beginning of the tubular chenille really difficult. So if you have some thread that you can wrap around your fingers, it really helps. So we're going to go back through these beads. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to tie them in a knot. Oh, he's back. There was vacuuming going on today, so that's probably why he's needy. It's like, my house is clean. Where's all my fur? Okay, there's your knot. I'm going to do another knot. Just watch it doesn't get hooked on your bead. And it did. Look at that. There. So that's what you have to begin with. And I'm going to fix my camera. So now I'm going to move my working thread through 2 beads just to get away from that knot to start with. So it's just that. There. Okay. And we're going to start adding our gold beads. So with the tubular chenille, you're going to have a row that's going to include 4 sets of 2 beads around. On your second row, you're always going to have 4 gold beads, and these gold beads are going to go in between those. It'll change a bit, but you'll see as we go. So we're going to start with going through 2 beads here. This 10 OB needle seems massive to me, like the length of it compared to what I'm used to using. So there's your first one. I'm gonna pick up 1, and I think we need to enlarge this. Go through your next 2 yellow beads. Pull everything through. And you want them to pop in between those 2 beads. Grab your third one. Go through the next 2. And that's what you have so far. And your last one for this row. So now you're going to go through your 2 yellow beads, but you're also going to go through the first gold one that you added. That's, in essence, a step up. If you think about peyote when we use step up. So it's going to allow us to go to the next row. So like that. So these beads at the bottom, I find the bottom row, because I do it a bit tight, if you do it a little looser, these gold beads should sit up a bit, sit up this way. But I don't really worry about it. Let me show you the difference here. So this is how I started it. You can see that the gold beads are kind of part of the first row. Really, they should be sitting a little closer to the top second row of this set here. And that's what it looks like on the other side. Okay, moving right along. You know what? I can just go through the whole process and show you, and then you have to follow each way. If you don't know how to do this, follow the video each time. But if I explain a little bit why we're doing things, you'll probably be able to do it on your own the first try. So that's why I explain it. If there's people out there that find I talk too much, you can mute it and fast forward. You can actually, up here in the settings, you can change how fast it is. So I talk faster. So you're going to see everything. When I watch a video, I press the forward button all the time. So we're on our next row, which we're going to add 2 yellow beads. So we're going to go from the gold bead to the gold bead. And they're going to eventually sit up like this. But right now they're kind of sitting side by side. Don't worry about it. Your next 2 yellow, go through the gold bead. That. Pick up 2 yellow, go through the next gold bead. Pick up your next 2 yellow, go through the next gold bead, and in this one we're going to step up. The step up is going to be between the 2 first beads, yellow beads that we added in the last row. So like that. And this is where you're going to see it pop up together. So you're going to pull that tight. You can kind of coax those in a little bit. Now we're going to add our gold beads. We're going to put a gold bead in between the yellows. So that's your one row. That's what you're going to be doing every time. So, but when we add our gold bead, we always go through 2 yellows. So we're going to go through this yellow and this yellow. Like this. It'll get easier once it's sitting up. So like that. So you're always going to position your needle in between the 2 colored beads. And I'm just going to pull that tight now. See if we can get that in there. Grab our gold bead. We're going to go from this yellow and we're going to go through 2 yellow beads. We're skipping the gold bead below. So that's the other thing. And I mentioned that because I saw a video where the person was going through this yellow gold bead as well. And I thought, that's a great idea. You're not going to see your thread. But actually what it does is you don't get the really cool effect of the beads sitting on top of that gold bead. So very important to just go through the 2 yellows. And I'm going to pull so you can see now it's starting to take its shape. Gold bead. Let me get that there. So we're coming out of this yellow bead. We're going to go through this yellow bead. We're going to skip that gold and we're going to go through this yellow bead. Like that with our gold. Pull through. And at this point you can tighten this and that will get them all scooped together. So you can see we have 3 gold beads. We need our final gold bead on that row. And again, we're going to go through 2 yellow beads and we're going to step up at the same time. So we're coming out of this yellow. We're going to go through this yellow, and we're going to go through that gold. And we're skipping that bottom gold. So let's go through here. Go through the next yellow. It's just difficult because we're just getting the foundation here. So like that. That. And pull it tight so you can see now it's nice and tight. Once you start getting some shape coming up, it's not gonna be this difficult to add things. So now we've got our gold beads are the last row that we added. So now we need to, so we're always going to alternate a yellow row with a gold row. So there's our gold row. So now we're going to add 2 beads in between all of those golds. So this part's super easy. 2 beads coming out of this gold bead. We're going to go through the next gold bead. Pick up 2 yellow. Go from one gold to the other. And I'm holding it in the same place. I did find it was, you can kind of turn your work around, especially once you don't need your thread to hold on to it. I'll pick up 2 yellow. That. There's lots of videos out there on how to do tubular chenille. So definitely take a look at those videos if you find this confusing. You know, we all learn in different ways, so different instructors can show you a different way to do it. So we've got our last set of 2 yellow. We're going to go through the gold. We're going to step up in between those 2 yellows that we started first at the beginning there. So again, it's starting to come along. Now we're going to do a gold row. So we're basically going to put a gold bead in between each of the sets of yellows. So we're going to pass through 2 yellows, skipping that gold bead. Very important. I was all excited when I saw that person do it. I'm like, oh, because I don't know, you can maybe see a bit of the thread, but once you get going, you really can't see it. And especially with coloring your thread as well. So gold, go through 2 yellows, skipping that gold that's underneath. There's 2. And a gold. Go through 2 yellows. That. Ta-da. I could not believe how simple this design tubular chenille is. I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? There are so many options you can do. So we're going through the 2 yellows, and we're going to step up through the gold, the first one we put on. I think definitely a size 12 needle would go through this a little easier. Okay, now there's our gold row. So now we're going to add our yellow row. So pick up 2, go through the next gold, pick up 2, go through the next gold, pick up 2, go through the next gold, pick up 2, go through the next gold on an angle. Oh, that sucks. My camera went out of focus. Hopefully that wasn't there too much. Go through the gold and on an angle through the first set of yellow beads you added. At this point, you can tighten that. You can tighten this if you want. You can keep it a little looser. I did find that making it a little looser helped to get this happening. So depending on what you're using it for, you can see it's lovely. So I think the loose is nice, but if you want to do some structural stuff, you might want to keep everything nice and tight. So let's continue here. Now our gold in between the 2 yellows. So we're going to go through 2 of the yellow. Now we're ready to add our next gold. So go through the next 2 yellow, like that. And pull it in. Gold. So you can see how fast you can build this. I think I did one in an hour that would fit my wrist. So this is our last one. We're going to go through 2 yellow, and we're going to go on an angle, and we're going to go through that first gold bead that we added. And look at that. So we'll do a few more rows, and that is how simple this is. When I saw how simple it was, I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? This is crazy. And then it was like, oh, wait a minute. What can I do with this? We can make, I feel like these little spots here look like flowers. So I want to do a design with different color. We'll start with a green as the base and then have like pink and different color flowers going all the way around. So I'm working on that design. I may sound like a broken record. I'm just so excited by these colors and this stitch that I'm not done playing with it. So we're going to just continue to add 2 yellows, go through the golds, add 2 yellow, go through the gold, and on an angle, you're going to get in between those 2 first yellows that we added, because now we're set up for our next row, which is the gold row. Go through 2 of the yellows. So you're picking up a yellow, you're going through the yellow that where your thread is, but you're also picking up the next one, setting it up for the next gold bead. You can use whatever color beads you want to. You can use, a green and a yellow, or whatever combination you want to work on. Kind of is endless what you can do with this design. So that's why I'm so excited. Like that. We'll do one more row of each. So there's our gold. And you can see it's starting to really come out nice. So this one, I feel like this one's the simplest. You're just basically adding 2 beads in between each gold bead that is sticking up. So like that. Doesn't get much easier than that. That. Oh, and this happens to me sometimes when I'm going too fast. You know what I'm noticing? I think this needle is rusted. It's like, it's rough. You can see my nails getting hooked. Huh. I'm going to take a look at those needles. Yeah, you can see that it almost looks like it's tarnished or something. And the last one, you're going to go through the gold, and on an angle, go through the yellow. And that's ready for the gold. This is so lovely. So there's how you make this lovely stuff. You can see how I'm making a necklace with this. It's just so beautiful. So hopefully you could follow this and enjoy this. Stay tuned. We're going to do a whole bunch more with different designs. And for those of you who've kind of mastered this, and I'll tell you, I just started this stitch like a week ago, and this, I'm already doing all of this because it's that easy to do. So yeah, it's just as where your imagination will take you. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.